Hello guys, today we have come up with very interesting topic about C programming language, invention of C language, how Denis Ritchie invented C language, what was the flow. Okay, so we'll see or we'll start with that invention of C language by Denis Ritchie. So Denis Ritchie first invented the concept of variable. Okay, simple variable. So he first come up with simple variable concept. Okay, so you know that this is simple variable, ordinary variable. We'll call it as an ordinary variable. So we invented first this type of variable. Now after some time he found that there is a drawback of this simple variable. Now let us see what is the drawback of this simple variable. Okay, so in earlier videos we already discussed constant and variable concept. So whenever compiler see this particular statement in C program, what compiler will do? Compiler will, these are the memory cells. These are the memory cells in computer memory. Compiler will reserve one memory cell for this particular variable and this name will be assigned to that particular memory cell. Some address is already present for that particular memory cell. This 10 value will be assigned to that memory cell. Getting? There is no problem with this statement, but whenever we assign new value to this particular variable, then earlier value will be replaced or it will be lost. So see, what is the drawback of this type of variable? This type of variable can take only one value at a time. It can hold only one value at a time. Okay, this type of variable can't hold multiple values at the same time. So this is the drawback of simple variable. Getting? So suppose I want to store roll number of 60 students, and suppose I have simple variable concept. I don't know other concepts in C language. Then what I should do? I need to take 60 ordinary variables to hold 60 roll numbers, because at a time I can't store multiple values in single variable. We have seen that demonstration. Okay, so if I want to store 60 integer roll numbers, then I need to take 60 ordinary integer variables. Get it? So this is very, what we can say, bad programming practice, because it is very difficult to handle such 60 integer variables in further program. So that's why Denis Ritchie worked on this particular problem and he invented new concept called array. So see, by using array variable, you can store or you can hold 5 values. Here in this example, by using array variable, this is array variable. So by using this array variable, you can hold multiple values at a time. So see, now compiler will reserve 5 continuous memory cells, and in those 5 memory cells these values will be stored. So see, under single variable you can store multiple values at a time. So that drawback was overcome by using array concept. Get it? But after some time Denis Ritchie found that there is a drawback of this a variable, drawback of this array. What is the drawback? Get it? So arrays support static memory allocation. Array supports static memory allocation. Now what is meant by static memory allocation? So consider the address of this memory cell is 1000, and if you consider 16-bit compiler, getting, then this particular memory cell will take 2 bytes. Then the address of this will be 1002, then 1004, 1006 and 1008. Getting? So total 10 bytes will be required for this array. So whenever we declare array at compile time, at that time only compiler will reserve 10 bytes for your array. Getting? Now if I have stored only 3 values, in my array. My array size is 5. So based on this size, compiler will reserve memory for your array. So when compiler see this particular size, at that time only, based on the size of array and size of data type, that is size of integer, so 10 bytes are already reserved for your array, but you are storing only 3 values. That means you are utilizing only 6 bytes of this array. So in this case, these 4 bytes will be wasted. Getting? And one more point, as you have declared the size of array as 5, so compiler will reserve 10 bytes for your array. In that case also, you can't store more than 5 values. So here you will get compile time error. This is the problem with array. Why? Because array supports static memory allocation. Static memory allocation means what? It is allocation type in which at compile time only the memory will be reserved for your array. So when compiler see this particular declaration of array, at that time only memory will be reserved, and that memory is fixed. You can't change that memory later. So if the array size is less than the number of elements, then your array is unable to hold those values. Getting? And if the array size is greater than the number of elements, then memory wastage is there. So Denis Ritchie found this particular problem with array. That's why he invented new concept called pointer, and with the help of pointer and some dynamic memory allocation and de-allocation functions, you can overcome the static memory allocation problem, that is memory wastage problem, by using pointer and dynamic memory allocation and de-allocation functions in C. So that's why he invented these two concepts, pointer and dynamic memory allocation and de-allocation functions in C language. So if the array size is greater than the number of elements, there was memory wastage, and if the array size is less than the number of elements, we can't store those values, extra values. So this is the solution to that particular problem. Okay, so after array, or to overcome the drawback of array, Denis Ritchie invented the concept pointer and these functions. Okay, now array has one more drawback. So what is that? We'll see. See, consider this is array. A is an array whose type is integer. That means data type denotes only we can store integer values are in this particular array. As we have specified, the type of array is integer, so we can store only integer constants in this array. We can't store other type of values. Suppose I want to store student information in my program. The student information can consist of roll number, which is of type integer, his average, okay, his subject average can be in float, his division can be in character, his name can be in string. So here we want to store information of different data type. So that is the drawback of array. We can't store elements of different data type. So array is a collection of similar data type element only. Array is a collection of element having similar data type. So for this drawback, Denis Ritchie invented new concept called structure. Denis Ritchie invented new concept called structure. So by using structure, you can store elements of different data type. Getting? So see, consider this is structure. So this is structure definition. So you can store roll number, you can store average, and you can store name of student. So by using structure definition, see, you can store integer, roll number in integer, average in float, and name in character array. Getting? So Denis Ritchie invented new concept called structure, which overcome the drawback of array. So array is collection of element having similar data type. So that drawback is overcome by using structure. Getting? Now see, suppose I want to store information of one student. Then I need to take one structure variable. I need to take one structure variable. Getting? So see here in this S1, this is structure variable. S1 is a structure variable. Getting? See, this is structure and S1 is a structure. S1 is a structure variable. Getting? So see, this student has three members. Student has three members. Roll number, second one is average, and third one is, it is a name, character array. Getting? So to access this particular thing, this particular block, you should use s1 dot roll number, s1 dot avg, and s1 dot name. Getting? This thing you can do. Okay, and here you can store, see, things like this. And suppose name of student is ABC. Obviously this will be character array. This will be character array. Getting? So if you want to store information of single student, then you need to take one structure variable. Now consider in our class there are 60 students and I want to store information of 60 students. Getting? Then how many structure variable I need to declare? Again 60. Again 60. So there is a drawback of structure variable as well. There is a drawback with structure as well. Okay, so we have overcome the drawback of array by using structure. That was, array was holding only the elements of similar data type. Structure is holding now the elements of different data type. But if I want to store information of multiple students, then I need to declare those number of structure variables. So that's why Denis Ritchie invented new concept called, see, he combined both concepts together. So this is nothing but array of structure. So see, here S0 is first student, S59 is 60th student. Getting? So see, in this particular variable you can store information of first student, and in S59 variable you can store information of 60th student. Getting? Of different type. So again there is a problem with help of array. Sorry, there is a solution with help of array. That is, you can hold multiple student information of different data type by using array of structure concept. So he invented this concept. But as this is array, there is drawback, static memory allocation. So again, memory wastage or more than 60 student information you can't store in this. So again, he invented new concept called structure pointer. Structure pointer. So see, we have seen there was a drawback of array, static memory allocation. So Denis Ritchie invented concept pointer plus dynamic memory allocation and deallocation functions in C language. So similar problem was occurred here with the help of array of structure, that is static memory allocation, because you took array of structure. So that's why Denis Ritchie invented new concept structure pointer. So by using structure pointer and dynamic memory allocation and deallocation functions, you can overcome the drawback of array of structure, that is static memory allocation, okay, which leads to memory wastage. And second problem was that if I declare array of structure of size 60, I can't store more than 60 student information. That also you can overcome by using structure pointer and memory allocation and deallocation functions in C language. Getting how Denis Ritchie invented C language? Now, one more problem is there with structure. Suppose one more problem is there. Structure. Suppose this is structure definition. Okay. With this structure definition, I am storing roll number, average, and name of student. Name of student. And see, with the help of this array of structure, I am storing 60 student information, and that information is of different data type. Getting? Now, just let us take an example. Suppose in our college office, suppose that clerk want to find out the student list or the student roll number who has not paid the examination fee. Getting? So that lab assistant or that clerk, office clerk, want to get the list of student, getting list of student or list of roll numbers, getting who has not paid the examination fee. But if you use the structure for storing that student information, in that case you need to reserve memory for average and name and roll number. But in this case, that clerk want to get only roll number list who has not paid the examination fee. Then also you are wasting the memory for average and name. In this case, in this example, I'm not interested in average of student and name of student. I only want the list of roll numbers who has not paid the examination fee. Then also we are wasting the memory for average and name. Getting? So to save memory, Denis Ritchie invented new concept called union. So see, after structure, he invented new concept. See, structure, then after structure he invented new concept structure variable. There was a drawback with structure variables, so he invented array of structure. There was drawback of array of structure, so he invented new concept structure pointer. Getting? And then there was drawback with structure, so he invented new concept union. So what is union? So see, this is union. Which is very similar to structure, but this is recommended whenever you have memory constraint. See, so see, if this is structure, then how many bytes are required? Consider for 16-bit compiler 2 byte, 4 byte and 10 byte. So 2 plus 4, 6 byte and 10 byte. So 16 bytes are required on 16-bit compiler if it is structure. If it is structure, getting? Okay, no matter whether you are utilizing roll number, average or name, 16 bytes will be reserved for your structure. Suppose yes, for this yes, 16 bytes will be reserved. But if you take this as union, then only 10 bytes will be reserved. So what compiler will do? Compiler will predict the memory required for roll number, so 2 byte, for average 4 byte, and for name array 10 bytes. Getting? So what compiler will do? Compiler will take the member will require more memory, and that amount of memory will be reserved for your S. So only 10 bytes will be reserved. Getting? And then these 10 bytes will be utilized for roll number, average, name at different time. So that will be common memory. Getting? But at a time you can store only roll number, average or name, but 10 bytes will be reserved. So you can store 6 bytes here. So with the help of union, he has overcome that particular drawback of structure. So this was invention of C language by Denis Ritchie. So he started with simple variable, then array, pointer, structure, structure variable, array of structure, then structure pointer, and then union. Okay, so that's all from my side. So we'll see how genius Denis Ritchie was. He invented C in this particular fashion, and this is very important information I got from latest C by Yashwant Kanetkar book. So if you like this particular video, then please like, comment and subscribe to my YouTube channel Programming in My Way. Thank you.